A very good morning to all of you. Myself, Dr. Siddharth Mehan, Associate Professor, Department of Pharmacology, ISF College of Pharmacy. Today we are here to discuss the topic of this webinar online series lecture is the current perspectives on the importance and application of molecular biotechnology tools. So this is a very hot topic in current scenario. So what do you mean by molecular biology tools? With the advancement in the molecular biology techniques, researchers have learned to isolate, characterize, and manipulate the molecular components of the cell and organisms. These components include DNA, the repository of genetic information, RNA, which is a close relative of DNA that plays a central role in the pathway from DNA to proteins, also known as central dogma of molecular biology and proteins, the major structural and enzymatic component of the cells. So the tools that are required for the screening and the identification of some genetic information that is closed inside the cell. So in our further slides, we will discuss about the various tools that are used to diagnose, to isolate, to identify, to confirm the DNA, RNA and protein structures, their molecular weight and their chemical nature. There are a variety of broad range of molecular biology tools including like DNA isolation kits, DNA ligation kits, PCR, quick screening kits, molecular biology enzymes and enzyme antibodies. Some other techniques are also there like staining kits, gel staining, de-staining kits, virus precipitation kits and silence RNA expression vectors. All these techniques are under the category of these biological kits or you can say the tools to facilitate your gene expression and gene silencing studies. So what do you mean by molecular biology techniques? So these are the techniques and these are the common methods which are used in genetics, biochemistry, molecular biology and biophysics to address some basic issues such as identification of genes associated with a wide range of human diseases, mechanisms involved in the control of gene expression, structural fundamental studies of proteins, identification of novel disease specific marker for diagnosis, gene therapy strategies for the treatment of human disease. This is a very important point in current scenario which includes some engineering cells, example stem cells, engineering plants for crop improvement, pathogen resistance, etc. These biological tools are also useful in the identification and nature and treatment of viral, bacterial and fungal disease. So these are some specific information that is conducted with the help of these techniques. So what are these techniques? What are these techniques and what are the categories of the techniques? Like first is DNA methylation, next is DNA and protein ladders and dyes, some gene expression tools, molecular biology antibodies and blocking peptides, molecular biology biochemicals, molecular biology kits, molecular biology proteins enzymes, next generation sequencing, nucleic acid kits. Some basic techniques are also there like PCR, RT-PCR, qPCR, DNA polymerases, some virus purification kits and reagents, and other molecular biology tools. These are the different categories for your general information. So during lab or if you are working in some specific molecular biology lab, there are some you can say there are some criteria you need to follow. So there is a design, there is a curriculum to develop these techniques in your labs so that you will how you will benefit. So what knowledge and skill do I want my students to have? Actually, we prepare these informations for our researchers, students, and the faculties who are working in pharmaceuticals, who are working in biotechnology fields. These information and these basics are very important to strengthen the molecular biology lab. Some examples like learn to use equipment safely and appropriately. This is very important. To learn sterile techniques. They need to know how to make solutions. You need to keep a lab notebook. You need to know structure and function of DNA. Students need to know how to manipulate DNA. Student needs to understand enzyme structures and functions. If you have these following informations in your mind and in your lab, then you will able to run these techniques in your platform. So what training or type of degree or certification is needed for local and state requirements? So this will help you in your professional developments, and you can also follow the certification programs. The lab activities which are associated with biological techniques like advanced placement biology labs, electrophoresis, hands-on labs, DNA extraction, high-tech activities, low-tech activities, bacterial transformation, some laboratory demonstration, and ELISA. So these are the activities that are associated with your biological techniques. So what are the basic procedures that you need to follow in your lab? So there are some steps that you need to follow, building step by step. Equipment wise list. So what equipment do I have? What equipment do I need? What is my budget? And year to year growth plan. This is very basic. If you want to run or if you want to strengthen your molecular biology lab, so what equipment will allow you to grow your program with time? So there is a long term plan in your mind that if you want to working in molecular biology technology lab, if you run to some technology tools, biotechnology tools, you have to be so careful and you need a very long term plan. So there is a pipeline about this information. So first is the primary and secondary education, which stimulate and develop interest in science. Like you can develop these techniques in elementary, middle schools or high schools. This is your life science career path, which enter into basic and applied research. Then in higher education, the skills and applications, the career options should be there with your community and universities. The next is the research institutions that where we are working. These are under the category of basic and applied research, where academy and industry both are working in collaboration. So genes in a bottle. We select this title, student extract and preserve their own DNA. So this is only possible when there is life science standards and skills are there. So you need to be very strong in some basics about the cellular structures, membrane, organelles, DNA location, DNA solubility, genetic information, extraction from tissues, some enzyme properties, use of protease to add in extraction. So these are basics that you can own, isolate your own DNA. The next is bacterial transformation. Student transfer a jellyfish genes to bacteria. They can regulate the expression of GFP, and some life science standard and skills should be there, like central dogma of molecular biology. You need to learn from DNA, RNA, protein and trait, genetic engineering, prokaryotic cells, and microbiology techniques. So these are some different examples that I am giving you from before starting the basic techniques of biotechnology tools. There are some chromatography kits, like in chromatography you are able to proceed some protein properties. For protein purification, you can create a commercial product which can be related to scientific, ecological, ethical, and legal issues of biotechnology. You are also capable to design the biomolecules, like to understand the physiological function, naturally pigmented molecules, maintenance of deleterious alleles. You can find out the sickle cell anemia. This is a very beautiful example here. So while using the chromatography kits, you are able to understand the size exclusion, like to separate vitamin B12 and hemoglobin using chromatography. This is a classic example of this tool. Next is the microbes and health. What causes yogurtness? So you are also capable to isolate the microorganism from yogurt and inoculate milk, linking the sick milk to the causative micro. So these are the basic techniques which are applicable in dairy and food products also. Now the next is the forensic DNA fingerprinting, restriction analysis of lambda DNA. So while using forensic DNA fingerprinting, the students and the faculties and the researchers are capable to identify and to compare the crime scene DNA with 5 suspects to determine who done it. This is very important. It is also important to learn about the allelic difference in populations, like DNA as a unique identifier. You are also capable to identify the heredity with the help of restriction enzymes, agarose gel electrophoresis, and some basic genetic tools. So you can also investigate the crime scene with the help of PCR. This is a classical example that is mostly used in forensic and toxicology departments. Students learn to use the polymerase chain reaction and DNA electrophoresis to determine the genotypes of 5 DNA samples. It also stimulates the real world crime lab techniques using one of the short tandem repeat STR loci that is commonly used in forensic typing. So PCR is very important that student can isolate and examine the DNA fingerprint of their own DNA. You can obtain from hair follicles or the cell, then you can extract the DNA, and after the DNA you can multiply those DNA with the help of PCR. You can make the multiple digit DNA copies. Then for identification you can go for northern blotting. Another example that it is also applicable in the student can extract and amplify DNA from grocery store foods also. So in agriculture and environment, and these molecular biological techniques are also useful to strengthen and to enforce the basic techniques for the identification and the diagnosis of different categories like life science, biotechnology, medical, microbiology, agriculture, pharmacology. The another is to determine the protein concentration in common beverages such as milk, sports, drinks, and more. So now you will understand what is the importance of these biological techniques, where these techniques are applicable. Different techniques, different instruments who are working simultaneously in this technique. ELISA, this is a common tool, so it is useful in the immunology department for the antigen antibody interaction, for virological identification, infectious disease. It is also, you can say, some viral disease like hepatitis, AIDS. These diseases are also diagnosed with the help of ELISA. And in real world applications during pregnancy, drug, HIV testing, environmental testing, bioterrorism, with the help of ELISA, we can identify. And these are comparative proteomic kits like protein profile module. This is the evolution wet lab. With the help of this we are using SDPS, that is polyacrylamide gel electrophoresis, for the protein separation with the different steps. This is another example. So these are the guide instructions on enzyme kinetics and biofuel energy sources, like to determine the rate of reaction in the presence of absence of an enzyme, to determine the effect of temperature, pH, enzyme concentration, substrate concentration on the rate of reaction, to test the ability of mushroom extract to increase the rate of reaction. These are the examples. Actually, in my starting, I am giving the applications and the usefulness of these techniques in different categories and the departments. This is a whole chart that how we can proceed. Like first you need to identify, you need to extract the DNA with the help of DNA precipitation and DNA, then you need to quantify the DNA. Then with the help of PCR you are making multiple copies. With the help of gel electrophoresis you are identifying the specific bands. Then with the help of PCR you are purified. Then again cloning, then culturing, then you are converting into some plasmid, or you can say E. coli bacteria, then sequencing, and then you have your own bioinformatics data. So this is a whole chart to understand how these are working. So now we are entered into the different techniques, different molecular biological techniques, different molecular biology tools which are used in the different sections. So the first and the basic step is DNA RNA extractions. So actually now we start our lecture on DNA RNA extraction. So in this technique you need to frozen your tissue in liquid nitrogen and then immerse in solution of RNA. Then you are going for RNA extraction, which can be enhanced by decontaminating working area with RNA ZAP enzyme, then freeze. Then you need to homogenize your tissue with DNA RNA, which is these are commercially available kits. Then nucleic acid you need to identify, and quality on the quantity basis you can measure by the spectrophotometer on different wavelength. Then you can separate your nucleic acid with the gel electrophoresis. The first and basic step is first to isolate, and then after isolate you need to extract and to identify and to confirm the bands of DNA and RNA. So the technique that is used for blotting of DNA is known as northern blotting, and the technique that is used for the identification and the confirmation of RNA is southern blotting, and for protein identification and the confirmation, the technique that is used is western blotting. So there are three type of blottings are there. The next technique is polymerase chain reaction, where we extract the DNA from sample and stored at minus 20 degrees centigrade. This technique is carried out in three different steps, which is working on some temperature module, like there are also known as the thermocycler. The first is to denaturate the DNA with the help of 98 degrees centigrade temperature. Then automatically the temperature will go down to 72 degrees centigrade for annealing with the help of primer, and then you need to add nucleotides with the help of DNA ligase enzyme at the temperature of 68 to 72 degrees centigrade. So this cycle will repeat and you will get the multiple copies of DNA. So this is the another biotechnology tools like polymerase chain reaction. Another is also known as the QRT-PCR, that is quantitative reverse transcription PCR. Reverse transcription means the single strand of that nucleic acid is converted into double strand, RT-PCR. You heard about this technique during COVID-19 condition, that you need to have the RT-PCR report, because with the help of this technique we are able to diagnose and to confirm whether the patient having COVID-19 like symptoms or not. So in this technique, the RNA from simple reverse transcriptide is converted into the complementary DNA for PCR reaction. The reverse transcription also requires primers. Either a gene specific primer is used or random primers with poly A tails. The amount of starting material is very critical. And this PCR reaction is coupled with fluorescent molecule that emits lights when bound to double strand DNA. So as the amount of double strand DNA increases exponentially during PCR, so you can see the concentration of this particular genetic nucleic acid is increases with the help of addition of nucleotides. So after the emission of the fluorescence by binding, you can confirm that how much amount you get in your vessel, or you can say in the particular chamber or the container. So this is very important. The applications of PCR. Does my animal have a certain gene? Is my animal infected with a virus or bacterium? This is a classical example you can learn from. You can learn from these examples also. So the answer is the primer toward gene of interest and amplify does it work? Does my animal have a certain mutation? Does my animal have copy number variations? What sequence of nucleotides are required to amplify my gene? Is a certain gene methylated but to insert a point mutation? These are the different question and answers you need to learn. The next technique that is very important, that is applicable in southern, northern, and you can say the western blotting. This is a basic common tech tool that is also known as gel electrophoresis. In this technique, the protein purified sample incubated with sodium didocyl sulfate to provide uniform negative charge. So what is the basic purpose for the addition of sodium didocyl sulfate is to provide the negative charge. The sample from different animals loaded into different wells on electrophoresis chamber. The gel we are using here is agarose gel, in agarose gel, which containing microscopic pores, then separate the cathode and anode. We know the DNA will move from positive to negative charge. Then the first well contains the loading control. When electrical current is run through chamber, negative charge protein migrate toward positive, because we know the DNA and the protein we are providing some negative charge, so it will move current from negative to positive. The higher bands will be stay on upside of the gel electrophoresis, and the lower and the less dense particle will be settled down, and then you can identify with the addition of some specific dyes like ethidium bromide. Another tool is western blot. Western blot is the blotting, or you can say the protein separation technique, which is not visible or identified. The proteins which are not visible or identified, we can use this western blot. So in this also we are also using agarose gel containing the still negative charge provided by on the top of nitrocellulose film, the positive anode placed behind nitrocellulose, and the membrane pulling protein from agarose gel into the membrane. Then after the end of the separation, the higher band will be on upside and the low molecular weight protein will be settled down, and then you can separate out with the help of this one technique. Like you can say that at the during in the fluorescence lights you can identify the bands and separate the proteins. These are the classical examples of northern and southern blot. We already discussed about this technique. The next is immunofluorescence assay. In this assay, immunofluorescence assay, this can be thought out the western blot on a tissue. Thin slices of tissue prepared by fixation and section in microtome. Then primary antibody towards protein of interest, followed by washing. A secondary antibody towards primary antibody is added. Then it mounted out DAPI for nuclear detection with the cover slip. Then allow for visualization of actin green. If there is a green color, that is actin, red myosin, and nuclease blue. So you can see these are the basic steps. The next molecular biotechnology tools is confocal microscopy. Confocal microscopy is utilized to, it is a fluorescent laser generated by excitation filter and resulting fluorescence collected through a second emission filter. This is a very specific tool where we are using a small pinhole can block out of focus light from reaching eyepiece. Next molecular biotechnology tools is two photon microscopy and GCMP. These are two independent excitation lasers that are only able to excite GFP when co-localized at focal plane. The calcium dynamics and thus neural action potentials can be measured in vivo up to 1 mm in depth using two photon microscopy and GCMP. You can see the classical example here that is mentioned here, that we are adding the CAM protein and M13. Then after the addition of calcium, they are joined together. So this technique here, you are identify with the focal plane. You are a light of 480 nanometer is entering. Then they are pointed at the focal. So it is called a two photon microscopy. Next technique is FISH, fluorescence in situ hybridization. This is basically a northern blot on tissue. The fluorescent DNA probes are used to generate it by PCR amplification. Then at the end, with the help of RNase treatment and hybridization, sometimes used to degrade unhybridized excess probes. So these are the basic techniques that are using, like from gene how you convert into the protein part, or what are the basic procedures during this step, like nick translation, denaturation, hybridization. These are basic techniques for the extraction and the isolation of DNA in the starting. Fifth, fluorescence in vivo hybridization. We took an live examples of this technique, that the auto-inhibited fluorescent probes, then when they are activated by the hybridization to target sequence, can be used to visualize mRNA in vivo. So this is a very useful tool to visualize the mRNA in vivo. In vivo means inside the cell, live cell, you can identify the mRNA also, while the addition of fluorescence probes also there, like CY3 fluorochrome is also there, that is converted into inactive. The next is immunogold electron microscopy. The tissue preparation for electron microscopy, the tissue fixed in glutaraldehyde and membrane counterstate with lead citrate, and then antibody to our protein of interest are conjugated to 10 to 20 nanometer gold particle. These are the examples, that this is a colloidal gold, you are adding some your antibody, then this is a combination of Fab component of antibody with the AU component of the nano gold. Then you can see we can compare the size comparison. This is the example of this slide here. So the single protein resolution you can identify with this technique. ELISA, everybody know, enzyme linked immunosorbent assay. It can be throughout by the 96 well plate. In immunosorbent assay, there is a well plate. Then you are adding some specific antigen there. Then you are adding antibody. Then after antibody, you are washing. There are various washing steps. Then after washing, you are adding some conjugated secondary antibody. Then in the on a specific nanometer absorbance, there will be the color will be produced that can be identified in ELISA plate reader also. So ELISA is a basic technique used everywhere. There are some classical types of ELISA like sandwich ELISA, direct ELISA, indirect ELISA, some different techniques. This is another molecular biotechnology tools that is known as affinity chromatography. I am giving examples of biotechnology tools and the purposes of these biotechnology tools, where they are utilized, what are the basic procedures, so that it will be easy for all of you to learn if as per your interest also. Affinity, affinity chromatography is related to the binding capacity of specific immobilized, you can say the immobilized, the antigen protein receptor surface, the specific combination of that proteins on a surface, because affinity means the binding capacity. So how much the capacity of that particular molecule is there, you can followed by this affinity chromatography. And here is a classical example we are giving you is that the glutathione, that the binding of glutathione with the recombinant protein onto the receptor surface, then dissociation and association, you can find out the release amount of that particular protein. Next is mass spectroscopy. This is also under the category of, you can say, the molecular biotechnology tool. The protein purified from cell lysates and loaded into the mass spectrometer and accelerated through an electron beam. So you can identify the mass of charge, that is a measure of the amount of deflection. The light molecules are deflected the most, and the heavier and the higher mass to charge ratio you can find out with the help of detector in mass spectroscopy. Another example is microdialysis, the dialysis probe inserted into animal tissue. You can see here is an example. The molecule from interstitial space diffuses across semi-permeable members are collected. Some common dialysate include ions like neurotransmitter, glucose, drugs, and other small molecules can be analyzed through this method also, microdialysis. Here there is an example of brain ICF, then dialysate, how they converted and how they perfused. Another example is flow cytometry. Flow cytometry is the flow cytometer. Cytometer means to count the number of cells, that if there is any disease or some any protein or any target molecule is there, so that in that particular case the amount of that protein can be increased or decreased, which and the number of that particular cell, or you can say the particular antigen, or you can say the particular dead cells, apoptotic cells, can be counted out with the help of flow cytometry. Another is plasmid cloning, which is also the part of molecular biotechnology too. There are different types of plasmids. We can clone the DNA and then insert it into the E. coli bacteria, multiply and then isolate and then count with the help of these enzymes like known as restriction enzymes. Some designing expression vectors are also there. These are the examples like N-terminal, tag fusion proteins. These are the regions which are present on plasmid like selectable markers, origin of replication, repressor, F1 origin. So these are the different origins on the plasmid which have their own specifications in the joining of that plasmid clone DNA to the for further replication into the E. coli. Some gene knockdown techniques are also under the category of, you can say, molecular biotechnology tools like RNAi, shRNA. These are RNA interference technique which is used to interfere with the RNA, mRNA transcription and translation to hinder the mechanism of protein synthesis. So with the help of this gene knockdown means we are going to interfere with that particular transcription translation process, that harmful protein should not be synthesized. So with this technique we can prevent some brain disease also like Huntington disease. We took this example. Knock-in animal means we are adding some specific genes in that particular case, so that we can provide or we can synthesize or we can stimulate, we can influence the particular production of that protein that is necessary for that cell. So in disease condition you can learn through a very simple example, like some in disease some factor, the if some growth factor is reduced, and for that factor some proteins are required. So in that case, during deficiency, we can knock in that particular gene into the particular animal and stimulate that particular protein with the help of to energize or synthesize the DNA transcription and translation methods. So these are some these are the briefings of all molecular biotechnology tools you need to learn with your own specific areas. CRISPR technique, that in last year the Emmanuel Carpentier and Jonas Donda, who got the Nobel Prize for the discovery of CRISPR technique, it is a technique that is known as a site-specific endonuclease that is guided by gRNA. It allows a researcher to target a new sequence by designing a new GNA instead a new amino acid sequence. So you can understand this technique in a simple language, that you can modify, you can add, you can delete that particular nucleic acid synthesis or the nucleic acid sequence as per your own requirement. So CRISPR technique is a very complicated and a very important tool in you can say the new biotechnology tools, CRISPR technique. CRISPR-2, this is another second part. The next is the microarray, which can be thought a reverse northern blot. Reverse northern blot. So we know what is northern blot. So if we reverse the northern blot, you will get the exact sample. So remember, a northern blot involves immobilizing RNA from sample and probing using fluorescent dyelocytes. So microarray are the chips with thousands of features, and inside each feature are chemically synthesized oligonucleotide towards a specific gene. For example, feature like 751 could contain various sequence complementary to the Mikey genes. So these are the examples with this. So your whole genetic information is present on chip, microarray chip. So you can identify the disease gene, you can identify the healthy gene with the help of microarray comparison techniques. So further is the RNA sequence also. The whole mRNA is extracted and quality is assessed by this RNA sequence techniques. And I am very thankful for this. I am very thankful to all listeners and the viewers, and your suggestions are welcome. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching this a brief introduction about the molecular biotechnology tools. If you have any query or suggestion, you can contact. The email ID is also there, and you can visit our website www.isfcp.org. Thank you so much.